Alright guys, so we're going to do our first part of our editing training. This is going to be a generic training, so no matter what you're recording, the process is going to be basically the same. So step one is you got to get your footage to wherever you're going to put it. So I'm going to click on this little folder down here, and first I pull up one window, and this window is going to be my destination, where it's going to be going to. This is very important. So your destination is going to be on your drive. Most of you have an attached video drive that it could have numbers on it. It could have Word, some type of Word like editing drive or whatever. But the point is it's not the local disk C, and it's not the broadcast video server. It's whatever else is attached. So this is very important that you put it in the right spot. So when I click on here, I've got pull up here. I've already got editing training here, but I'm gonna make a new folder. So to make a new folder, right click, go down to new, and go to folder. Inside here, I'm gonna put this is just basic editing. We're gonna be editing a football game, but you know, whatever. In this, you would put your name. Whatever you're doing, your project name. It's very important that you keep your folders put together. Matter of fact, let's just change this. We're going to put in AHS versus CHHS. That was the game. So I'm going to double click to open that, and now the folder's empty, so we're ready to put stuff in this folder. Okay, I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to go you can't click on this window again because it does that. It makes it go down. So I'm going to go around it, go to the start menu, go to computer, and then it gives me a second window. So now I've got two windows, and now this is going to be where I'm going to get my stuff from. So I'm going to get it from the broadcast video server. Now understand this, the broadcast video server is kind of like your student shared drive at your base high school. This is one big server, one big, like basically a computer or one big hard drive that all the students can see. So inside of this, you've got tons of different projects, okay? And what you're going to find is that people will put videos up here for you to use. So if I was working on production portfolio fall 2012, you know, somebody may name it, or you know, Austin's got his skate videos here or whatever, but your group leader or your producer a lot of times will dump the footage off the camera, or one person will. They'll put it up on the server, and then so that everybody can copy it from the server down to their own individual hard drives. Do not try to edit from the broadcast video server. That is wrong. So I'm going to go here to Fall 2013 Fall Sports Preview, and I'm just going to right click, and I'm going to copy, and then I'm going to come over here to this folder, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to paste. Okay, so that's going to begin the process of copying 44 gigs of files. That is a lot of footage. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to stop and let this copy down, and then I'll come back and see you in just a minute. Alright, so here we go. We have now copied over our Fall Sports Preview into the computer. If you look, this is the broadcast video server. This is where the footage was actually dumped originally from the group. And then this is actually representative of the actual hard drive that is connected to my computer. So now, when I get rid of this, this lives at my desktop, which means this is the box that is attached to my physical computer. That's a very important concept to understand. Alright, let's continue. Now we are going to start up Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. So we're just going to double click on it to get it fired up and going. Okay. While this is loading, it is very important that you follow the correct steps to make sure that you are doing everything correctly, because if you do the steps wrong, you will lose your work and it won't be there when you need it. When you go to start it back up, or when you cut the computer off, you have to make sure you do it correctly the first time. So as we can see, the splash screen is starting here, and we've got Adobe Premiere Pro CS6, one of the latest software releases from them, a major upgrade. They've got CS 6.5 out, but CS6 was a major release, so This is one of the latest and greatest softwares out. So let that finish loading. Alright, so we get this welcome screen here. As you can see, I've opened some stuff here in the past. We're not going to do that. We're going to start a brand new project the exact same way you would start it. If you've started a project before and you wanted to continue it, that's where you would click here. But we're not doing that. We're starting a brand new project. So I'm going to hit new project. Okay, you don't have to worry about any of this. The most important button is right here. So forget that. This is what you're looking at. So this is asking you, where do you want to put your file? Very important. We want to put it in that same folder that we created for this project. So I'm going to hit browse, and I'm going to go to my drive, which is where we copy those files down. We've got Alexander versus Chapel Hill. I didn't make a folder. Actually, I did. Excuse me. So I made a folder for Alexander Chapel Hill. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to leave the name Alexander versus Chapel Hill because that's what I'm working on. Very important that you make plenty of folders, make names for it, keep it organized. It'll make your life a lot easier. So I'm going to select the folder, and as you can see, now the location is correct. For name, I'm going to put HS versus CHHS editing. Okay, so hit OK there. When this pops up, you're gonna want, when you're a beginner, and probably most of the times using this class, you're gonna not select anything here. We're gonna do a trick that's gonna select all this information for you. There will only be specific times that we select stuff in here, but it's not today. So we're gonna hit cancel. So do that every single time. Do not select any of these. You want to hit cancel. Okay. Alright, it's asking me to register my product. Okay, so now inside of here I've got my just different windows. I'm going to show you those windows, but we're kind of just going to really focus on rough editing, so it'd be easier for you to see once I bring some video in. So inside of my media bin here, I'm going to double click and I'm going to add some video clips. So go back where we were, go back into Alexander. Now this is the fall sports preview. That was at 44 gigs that we created. So we're going to open this up. Alexander versus Chapel Hill. There's going to be lots of files. Okay, I'm warning you, lots of files. So we're going to go into game camera because we're not going to edit in the interviews right now. You can add those later. And so game camera first, card 1, the contents, and then we want to go into the video clips. You don't want to select, when you're copying folders over, you want to make sure you copy the entire folder from the camera into the actual computer itself, because most people will just put the video and then they will not bring the audio in. That's not good. And bring the whole thing. So we brought in the entire thing, so this is correct, and we want to take the video. We've got all these clips, so we're gonna do a little trick. Click on the first one, then scroll down to the bottom one, hold shift on the keyboard, so look at your keyboard, hold shift and click, and it will select all of these, and we can say open. Okay, so it's going to import these files into your editor so that you can begin to start chopping and editing these clips together. Alright, so now that we've got this, now we got our clips over here, you've got different views that you can look at, but we're going to take one of these, usually it's the top one, and then we're going to start our sequence. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, and you got to start your sequence, you have to drag it down to this little button. There's a little button here for new item right here, so I'm just going to drag this video clip and drop it right on that new item, and you see the little plus sign that pops up, noticing that, and I'm going to drop it, and boom, now I've got a clip, and you can see it in my editor. Okay, and there we go. So to bring in the rest of the clips, I'm going to do the same shift click. So I'm going to click on the first one, scroll down to the bottom one, and shift click, and then I'm going to drag them all here. Okay, And that's step one.